sports. We're at the game.
Welcome back to episode 2 of the Era podcast. Today, you can't even see him yet. My guest is a great friend of mine. They're actually going to cast him as Hercules in the live-action Disney movie coming up. When he gets in a room, people blush, male and female both. He is such a sweet presence. It's my friend Chandler Dale. Chandler, how are you, man?
You talking about yourself there? Oh my
No.
Oh my goodness. I'm good, man. Thanks for having me up here in the office with you chit-chat about life, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, before we start, I want to apologize. The last podcast audio really kind of ticked me off a little bit. They always say in like the creative world that you can forgive bad video, but you can't forgive bad audio.
Oof.
And it was rough.
I forgive you. I forgive you. It was a cool vibe. The locker room. Shout out to Lanesville.
The girl coming in like mid video, so just getting her bag and leaving. But you're the first podcast host or guest that we're gonna have with the set. What are your thoughts here?
I love the set.
Shout out Steve Renfro for building this bad boy.
Shout out to Mr. Steve. Love the light. Love the vibe. Very cool.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Well, I want to get started with a little icebreaker. So I'm a large man, right? I have a super irrational fear of bees.
Of bees?
Bees. Wasp, hornets, bumble, wood, birds, all of them. I hate all of them.
Birds, bees.
You picked it up. Okay, that's good. I hate them. I fear them. I'm a large man, but the thing that I was thinking about today, my irrational fear is bees. When you grew up, did you ever get stung by a bee? That's a weird question.
Of course, yeah.
Did your parents or family ever do anything to that sting wound when you got stung?
I don't think so.
So, I think I am the way I am because I got stung as a kid, and my aunt would put like Greek seasoning on it. She would get the sting wet and put Greek seasoning on it, like the all-purpose Greek seasoning, and I think that's why I hate it so much because it stung like a bee. And again, so I was wondering if I was the only one, or like, did you have anything done?
Greek seasoning?
Greek seasoning. I don't know why. I can remember it.
Do you not like Greek seasoning anymore?
No, I love Greek seasoning. Just not.
So maybe it was like it got into your DNA. Yeah.
I'm Greek now.
That's amazing.
What is your irrational fear?
My irrational fear? I'm a pretty rational guy, so most of my fears are rational. Irrational fears, I would say, are, to this day, this is pretty rational, but if I go to a theme park, I'm like calculating on a wooden roller coaster. I'm like looking at every single little piece, because I'm like, if this is going to be it, then I want to know beforehand before I hop on this bad boy.
Are you anti-roller coaster or anti-wooden roller coaster?
Nowadays, I used to go on any roller coaster anytime. Now I'm old, and it hurts. Like, my head hurts anytime I go on a roller coaster. I'm like
Beast.
The Beast is just, why? Like, why do you go on the Beast? It is an absolute headache, but I used to love it. That was the first roller coaster I ever went on. Shout out to Kings Island. But now I'm just like, I'll be the dad who just holds all the bags, lets the kids go into the line and wait for 4 hours while I'm just sitting eating ice cream or something like that. But I don't know about irrational fears. Maybe
but mine is like you shouldn't fear bees. They're like this fall. But I literally will. My son's 1 year old. It's a bad dad move. I would probably push him over to get out of the way. I'm not even lying.
That is a bad dad move. In my mind, a bee is a very rational fear because that sucker will hurt.
But bumble?
Any of them.
Weed? Have you ever heard of a weed?
They just look scary. They just look scary.
I don't like it.
I'm with you on that.
Whatever.
That's rational.
So I said I have a son. Tell me about wife, kids. Yep. How old are you? What do you do? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I have we're a growing family. My wife, Lily, and I have been married for coming up on 3 years, and we have a son named Harvey. We named him after my grandpa. So Harvey means battle worthy, by the way. So I just want to watch Gladiator with him when he gets older.
And then Harvey, like, we were just hanging out a couple weeks ago. Cutest thing I've ever seen was he goes and like introduces himself.
He does.
So he goes like, "What does he do?"
He's nice to meet you. He'll meet you like 10 times.
So you say, "I think I'm at 4 or 5."
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's how he rolls. In 1 week, we have another son coming on the way. We still don't know a name, so I'm not gonna spoil.
2 boys. I think Era would be a great name for your baby.
Era Sports
Maybe
Middle
Era.
Or Renfro. Era Renfro.
Era Sports Dale. Era
That'll
Dale.
work. ESD. Yeah, with the
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
We'll scratch that.
What do you think? What's your MLB team?
I grew up a Yankees fan, but now I know how ridiculous that is.
Oh, because that was my question. Like, are you going to raise your kid as a Yankees fan?
I don't know. I
'Cause
just got him a Yankees hat.
Because next week, if your son, goes through the birth process with your wife,
Yeah.
comes out, do you think he's going to ask to, like, switch with the family next door? He's like, hey, my dad's a Yankees fan, bro. Can we?
Well, if his name is Derek Jeter Dale, then he has no choice. But I don't know. I'm literally at a crossroads because I know how ridiculous it is.
Well, but your next option's the Reds, though, so.
But it's kind of cool. And now I actually have a buddy on the Reds now. So maybe I just, like, totally jump.
You do have a bandwagon pass with, and we'll get into your pass here in a second.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
you can bandwagon pretty easy.
It is kind of helpful. So I have multiple hats.
Yeah.
Like, I just wear, and so I've left my, Yankees will always be in my blood, but I've left my Yankee fanhood and fandom, and I'm kind of,
Let's see how much of it.
Let's see how much of
a Yankees fan you are.
Okay, good deal.
I know nothing about the
You know
MLB.
nothing about the Yankees.
So not a sponsor, typed into Chat GBT.
Okay.
It's actually Open Chat now. It's an app. And I said Yankees trivia.
Okay.
Hard.
Oh,
Yankees trivia.
man.
Who holds the Yankees record for most career stolen bases?
Oh, man. That is hard.
Pretty hard, I know.
I'm going to take a guess and say.
You know the funny part that I'm just now noticing?
What?
I got the questions, I didn't get the answers.
Are you serious?
I literally just I didn't even think about that till just. So you go your answer, and I'm
Okay,
real quick.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm going to take, I know this is a wrong guess. This is the only guess I have, though. Bernie Williams. I might
It's
be
my
right.
guess too. Dang, your favorite player has it.
Derek Jeter?
Derek Jeter has it.
No, I thought that was too obvious. So I did.
358 stolen bases.
Man.
Second is Ricky Henderson,
He was an option I was going to guess.
326. So,
Daggone it, man.
how big of a Derek Jeter fan are you? You know,
If I don't,
You're-
I don't even know his one record. That's
your
probably-
son getting born in any minute is gonna be so disappointed when he watches this. He's gonna be like,
I know
thought
Jeter
your
has the
favorite.
hit record, but
It's all good, man.
I'm a phony, clearly.
It's all good. So that was what we want to get into, and
Yeah.
when we have podcast guests, I don't want to make it all about who they are, but baseball was a huge part of your upbringing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Tell me about your family.
Yeah.
How you got into the sport of baseball, because you're all super athletic, but you specifically got into baseball.
Yeah, I loved pretty early on in life. So I was probably 4 or 5 when I started playing the game of baseball, and actually grew up playing at Graceland Baptist Church just down the way. And shout out to Graceland, and really loved the game of baseball quickly, and was at Graceland playing probably until started at 4 or 5, and then until I was 11. 11 was my last year playing there, and I just quickly had a buddy of mine, Tucker. Shout out to Tucker Markham, and we were playing. We had no other idea of what competitive baseball looked like other than church leagues, and then we entered into the world of city league. And yeah, that's kind of when I started playing with some studs. Didn't realizing there were some other really good players out there in the world. Started playing at Jeff GRC, and then really started getting into some fun levels of baseball.
And by fun levels of baseball, you're talking about the Little League World Series.
Well, so I remember clear as day being a part of Graceland. They're in Cal Ripken, so there's no opportunity to go into that level, like playing at Williamsport in the World Series. So I remember watching it when I was 11. There was a team from Georgia who won it all, and I was like, Dad, I want to do that. Like, that's awesome. It's awesome. So we lived in Jeff, and we just got lucky. Like, Jeff had a really good team that year. The 11-year-old team won state, and then the next year got to be part of the Little League, the regular season, and then got on to All-Stars, and we actually ended up making a run all the way to Williamsport, which was 15 years ago. We went to the Little League World Series, 2008.
And it's cool because you talked. That's where I played at Graceland too.
Yeah.
And Cal Ripken. Yours a tad older than me, but my group went to the state for Cal Ripken.
Uh-huh.
And I can remember it vividly. You get to go stay in hotels. You get to travel.
Awesome.
I can remember we had Nintendo DSs at the time.
Yep.
And we were Nintendo chatting, where you could draw and send pictures between hotel rooms, and that was it's just a cool memory. How I graduated with some of those guys. We still see them out. Do you have any cool memories of what you did with that group, which a lot of your group is very, very good.
Yes.
But
yes.
what, like, do you have any like travel like baseball related?
Absolutely, yeah. So that was the appeal for me as well. Like, oh man, you can go to the state tournament, stay in a hotel, like with your team. That sounds awesome. We always played Halo at the time. It was on the OG Xbox. So we had all of those systems, had a couple in different rooms, and we would stay, either wait for the game and play Halo the entire time, which was awesome. But another cool story, when we were in Williamsport, you stay in dorms. So our team to the left of us was Hawaii, and the team under us, I think it was Chinese Taipei or something. So that was just a culture shock for this 12-year-old boy, all of us guys from Jeffersonville, Indiana, getting to hang out and play ping pong with these kids from Japan, and getting to swim with these dudes from, just everywhere, all around the country, all around the world. It was awesome. Just a really special time for all of us, and I cherish it a lot.
So I'm going to cut in real quick.
Okay.
Your video of your media day, just to show it, because has your name, but like us being a media company, like that seems super cool. What was that process like, getting on ESPN? Like, where did you go? How did you do your intros? Like,
ESPN, what you would say your name and then your favorite player. Hello, my name is Chandler Dale. So, and
you said, my name's Derek Jeter, but I don't know how many stolen bases he has, or if he has any records. Or
just absolutely outed myself as a 12-year-old. I know nothing about my favorite player. No, it was cool. So even ESPN they would come and ask you about team dynamics, and you're just like wide-eyed, and you're in this trailer that ESPN has with all these computers and everything. You're like, this is a dream. It was really cool. Really, really cool.
And I think it's so special for everybody. I don't know if it's gotten less special after COVID or whatnot happened, but I remember, like,
it was a big deal.
I knew you because I knew your brothers and stuff, but every year, but even before you were there, like, my family would go down to the basement, we'd pop popcorn, you'd watch the Little League World Series. It's fun.
Yes.
I mean, the field's so short, so kids are just hitting dingers left and right.
Dingers, man. Oh,
and so
gosh.
it's just it was such a big part of the summer for us and my family to watch it.
It's definitely changed. Sorry to cut in, but, you have travel ball, you have AAU that is just totally drowned out what Little League provided. So it's definitely different. It's still cool. It's still on ESPN. It's still, fun. But Little League is definitely not the same. And that's not just me being old and thinking, oh, it's different. No, it actually is different. It's
like
a little
you're
bit
sitting outside the roller coaster, like ranting to the other dads. Like, it's not the same as
back in my day. Yeah, you little whippersnapper. Yeah, it's definitely different. But there was a time and place for everything. I think that's travel ball is great too. But there's something special about Little League, and just representing your city with your brothers and your friends and having a good time. And
your brothers were very good. So let's talk about some of your teammates.
For sure.
You went on to play at UofL.
Yeah.
Just so you won't talk good about yourself, but played at Jeff.
Yeah.
Monster. Went to UofL and played D1 baseball. Tell me a little bit about your other teammates, because there were some dogs on.
There were some dogs, man. We had a great team. We had just a lot of talent across the board. Only 2 of us ended up playing at big time college. A few others went to the JUCO route. So there's just a lot of guys, a lot of good athletes. Austin Hines played football, was a star football player in the area. We had Dalton Dooley, who was a really good basketball player in the area. A couple other guys, Hayden Robb could have played college ball. Many guys who could have played college ball, but man, it was cool. Drew Ellis was one of my best friends, and he is still playing professionally. But man, he was like, I can't even describe this to people. When he was 12, he was a man child. That dude, his fastball was nutso fast. Like, that dude was crazy talented at that level, and to have played with him all through high school and then in college, and to continue to be a fan of him now is really special. So that's one of the coolest connections for sure. And yeah, he was just an all-around stud athlete. So to be able to be on his team for with basketball and at Jeff, baseball, Jeff. Yeah, his dad Derek was our coach all the way literally from Little League, and then the latter half of my high school career was our head coach, which was really special. The bond that we had was awesome. So yeah, those are taking me down memory lane, man. And I had good times.
And I think that's the cool part about what people want to know is what they weren't there for.
Yes.
But it is funny because I do remember watching it, but I didn't it didn't click with me, so I went and like read some news and Tribune articles. And
Yeah.
I caught up on it. But so you pitch,
Yeah.
in a extended game.
Yeah.
It was 11 innings.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you started off, because you won that game,
Yes.
but you started off. You're my friend, but you started off a little shaky. I was telling you, like, they have the Wii version of it, and so I like typed it in. I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "I think I just typed in Little League World Series Baseball 2008," and it presses start. Let me see if I'm going to show you.
Oh man.
It just starts off with, I think, if it's going to play it. That's not you. That's not me. That's not me.
Don't worry. Oh, it absolutely outs me. That's amazing. Please don't be me. That's a Japan guy. That's a Japan guy. Please don't be me.
That's not you?
No, it's not. I could tell you it's me for better.
No, it's all good. I just watched that by myself in my car yesterday, dying laughing because it had as J's for Japan, but I thought J was for Japan.
Jeff, thank the Lord I'm safe. Oh my gosh.
And he just winds up and just goes yard. But you did throw.
Yeah, so in the regional final up in Indy, we're playing the team from Ohio. So a normal, we were Great Lakes. Yeah. So it was Great Lakes. Yeah. So it was to determine who was going to be the Great Lakes champion. So I started, and in Little League, I think at the time it was like an 85 pitch limit.
Sounds right.
Something like that. So I wasn't really a strikeout pitcher back then. I just got ground ball outs, and guys would make contact, and hopefully I get them out early. So you get like 4 or 5 innings out of sometimes 6 out of a good Little League pitcher, but I went 7 innings just because I was getting ground ball outs. But the first at bat, someone went yabo on
First
me.
at bat?
The first one. I don't think it was the first pitch, but it was a little lefty hitter, small kid. I was like, oh, this is easy. I threw a high fastball. That dude probably hit it. Fences were 200. He probably hit it 250. Just absolutely crushed the ball. I remember turning around just being like, oh my gosh. So like, well, that's not a good start, but we ended up winning the game.
Luckily, Derek didn't just come out and just be like, you're done. You're out.
Thank God he did. Well, he didn't have any options because his son Drew pitched the day before that and couldn't carry
Oh, hitter, right?
So,
Wait, was that? No,
that was get to Williamsport. So and then in Williamsport, sad story. I think he's still the only person to throw a no-hitter and lose. And we just couldn't score runs for him.
Yeah.
It was, it is what it is. Back when we were little boys.
Sorry. Yeah, so it was just super cool. We watched you on TV, and it was a big part of our childhood was watching that group because, like I said, you're just a tad bit older than me.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. It was fun.
So tell me about your time. This is just me asking, too. So you played at UofL. You pitched some innings.
Yep.
What was it like traveling with a D1 program?
Yeah, for sure.
That like?
Yeah, it was great. So I think I'd have to refresh my memory, but I think I only pitched like 19 innings.
I have it.
Yeah, give it to me.
You go ahead and go.
So it was, I only pitched 19 innings. So if you're a baseball guy listening, like, that's not a ton. That's not a ton of innings. I had some success there. I actually pitched well, but just never got on the field. And it is what it is. But to answer your question specifically, it was some of the moments in life I'll cherish the most. Traveling with those guys, traveling with the team, being able to just be a part of a really successful program. But not only that, to go to the Virginias, the Clemsons, the Boston colleges, to explore those campuses, to check out the cities. It was awesome, man. Good to go into Cameron Indoor Stadium when we went to Duke and stuff like that. It was awesome.
I feel like there's a whole culture inside of like, what do you call it? Like with the pitchers, people like the
bullpen.
Yes,
the bullpen culture. Absolutely.
There is a whole culture with it because
yes,
it's like it trends every year during the College World Series.
Oh yeah,
like the dumb things that they do.
Oh yeah, the funny hats and stuff and bubble gum on people.
What's the best bullpen story you got for me? Clean bullpen.
Yeah, probably some I can't share. One I can't. So there was, best bullpen story. So we're always just playing games out there, always. And I remember one time we're playing Princeton. So this is funny. So we're playing Princeton and we're all just like, oh, he's so smart. I wonder what he get. So we're asking, at one point in time, we're a bunch of us dudes are huddled up talking to these players from Princeton, and somebody asks like, what was your ACT score? And then I can't even remember what he said, but then we start like just talking about how we're all stupid and dumb, couldn't play for Princeton. But just the camaraderie in a bullpen, because you're right, baseball is obviously a team sport, but it's very individual.
Are you saying like at these fields, like the Princeton and the UofL bullpen, do you sit together?
No, you don't sit together.
Oh, okay.
But during batting practice, us bullpen guys, when we don't have anything to do because BP is over, we'll start chattering. If we have no rivalry with, we'll never talk to UK, but like guys in Princeton or something like that, we'll start shooting the breeze and hearing stories from them. But that's probably something, and nothing really specific comes to mind, but getting to talk to other guys from other parts of the country or sometimes even parts of the world was a lot of fun. But all the little inside games that you have during bullpen times or rain delays, like throwing a ball back and forth to dugouts, we did all that stuff. So it is a lot of fun. A lot of.
Do you think you would have we didn't play that long ago, but I feel like the media culture has went
for sure
so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Since when we were in college.
Yeah.
You think you guys would have ever made it on ESPN or on TikTok for anything you guys did during rain delays or? Because I do know you were. Yes. I don't think you were there, but he's a great guy, and I haven't met him. He was in FCA.
Yeah.
We talked about just he had a moment, but when that pitcher with the glasses comes off the mound.
For sure.
Were you there with him?
No, I wasn't. Luke. I know Luke. He's a good dude.
Talk about that.
Yeah,
I don't think 10 years ago that probably would have blew up as much as it did, but it got posted on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, which is so dumb, man. That stuff happens all the time, and he just got.
I think it was cold.
On the camera, man. Yeah, come on. Well, it was bad. Yeah, I'm with you. But that stuff happens all the time. The fact that the camera grabbed that. Anyways.
Could have done anything to.
Our Coach McDonald, he kind of has a national look, like an appeal. Like people know, oh, that's Coach Mac. He wears the towel around he wears the floppy hat, he wears sunscreen. And we had a buddy on our team, a buddy of mine, Ryan Summers, and he impersonated Coach Mac. And it actually went out pretty big on social media for the time, like on Twitter, ESPN highlighted. They interviewed, we call him Coach McConnell, Donnie McConnell or something like that. In ESPN, you have to go find it. ESPN actually interviewed him, and it's comedy. So yeah, even before TikTok, huh?
Pretty good.
Oh, it's spot on. It's so funny. I'll have to send it to you and dig it up. But yeah. So we had some stuff hit the media a little bit, but. Man, it was to play. I didn't play a lot, and we could talk for a while about the ins and outs of that. But to play with some of the guys that I got to play with was awesome. So many first round draft picks, so many guys who have been in the big leagues, been out of the big leagues, or whatever. To follow them whenever they come to Louisville, play against Louisville Bats or something with their AAA team, it's been awesome, man. So I have no regrets for how my college career went, and I wouldn't have. Every college athlete goes into their career thinking, "Oh man, I'm going to be an All-American. I'm going to be specifically with Louisville baseball. They have their All-American wall. You got all the guys. I'm going to be on the wall." No one wants to walk into their career and throw only 19 innings or get only 15 at bats. No one wants to do that, but I have a lot of gratitude for how my career went. Even though, I probably would have loved to have had more success and gone on to the next level or something like that. But
you can, this is two dads sitting here just daydreaming. But
for sure.
Okay, let's go back in time a couple of years.
Yeah,
you're a very tall guy, but you're actually short for your family. If you
just ridiculous.
If you're Harrison or Griffin's height,
yeah.
If let's say you're 6'6",
yeah, okay,
you're on the mound.
Okay,
how does your life change from high school to now?
I like to think that I would be at spring training right now, not on this couch with you, though, you could argue this is better.
It's a little better.
No, my brothers are giants. I'm the short stuff in the family. I'm 6'3".
So
but Griffin's a lefty, too. A 6'8" lefty?
Stupid.
It's like Randy Johnson, man.
So, because I was a catcher when I played.
Yeah.
I never played at the level that you played, but, does that height actually matter? Because, how in basketball they say, we shoot a ton of basketball. We have a lot of basketball families that we shoot. We try to give exposure. And coaches usually look down on guys if they're below 6'3".
Yeah.
But right now you're seeing with that Kansas State kid,
Yeah.
5'8", destroying everybody.
Just cooking it.
Which, they always say, like, height matters. Well, okay, that's an example for basketball. But, like, as a pitcher, does it truly matter?
It depends. Like, for example, I don't know why this just came to my mind, like Tucker Biven. Not the tallest dude.
Dog.
But a dog, right, who will have a really, really, I think, successful career at the University of Louisville, which I really hope he does.
This is nothing against Tucker. We love Tucker. But I was expecting him to probably redshirt. I feel like a lot of people go to UofL.
You never know.
Because of how many people are there.
Yeah.
But he's closing games.
Yeah, Tucker's a stud. So I use him as an example, right? I don't know how tall he is, but let's say 6', 6'1". I don't know. You just never know. Like, that dude has an incredible arm who I hope he'll play baseball for a really long time. Now, height doesn't always matter. It's not like height's the key to success, but height. I always tell pitchers, young pitchers who are still learning the mechanics, pitching is 90%. You use 90% of the rest of your body to 10% your arm, right? So most people think, I just do this long toss or grow, arm strength, yada yada yada, velocity, right? Most of pitching is throwing with the rest of your body. So if you have height and a good arm, oh man, the leverage that you can gain from
Something like scientific.
just getting down the mound and using your legs to throw beyond just your arm. So I'd like to think that height would have made me throw harder, but you never know. But it's not the rest
I've
of
been watching in spring training today.
Thank you.
I just sat right here and watched.
With my Yankee hat with Derek Jeter's stolen base amount on the back.
Hey, we want to pause real quick, and we want to shout out Jeff City Mix. You've actually been there a lot.
Yes.
And
Love
they are in Jeff as well. They do teas and shakes and protein donuts, and I just had one that filled me up, and it's the best thing ever. We actually have our Air Sports tea there. We're partnering with them.
I had it today.
You just had it. What'd you think?
It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm a shake guy because you get the protein in there.
I'm a Fruity Pebble guy. I get the Fruity Pebble.
So good, man.
It's very
They're
good.
all so good.
Hey, but if you go to Jeff City Mix, show that you follow Air Sports, you'll get a discount on your next mega tea.
Love
So
it.
go there today. Show that you follow Air Sports. They're a local business. Go support them. Great family, great couple.
Good
I love
people.
going in there.
Yep.
It's amazing. Take a pic. She's going to take a picture. Michelle's going to take a picture of you. Don't worry.
She will.
Get your hair right if you don't, because you're going to get a picture taken of you.
I love it.
But here it is, Air Sports tea. It's really good. Now we'll get back to talking to Chandler.
Cheers.
We're going to do a little segment. Come on. We're finishing up, but it's called a Gotcha.
Okay.
And so yours isn't too bad. But
Okay.
I texted some of your friends and family
Oh, man.
and asked for an embarrassing story. Only one person responded. Your brothers didn't respond. Your old coworkers didn't respond, but one coworker did. Who do you think? If I said the text, "Hey, Chandler's on the podcast tomorrow. I would love a funny or embarrassing story of Chandler. Shoot me what you got." Who responded?
Lucas Goforth.
No, he left me on red.
Come on, Lucas.
Caleb Hutchcraft.
I knew he would, but I wanted to.
But in this bit, what basically we're gonna do is try to give you
Okay.
like a couple seconds to guess the premise of the story that he told.
Okay.
So Caleb texted us. It wasn't too embarrassing, but it was funny to him, and I think it'll be funny to you.
Okay.
What do you think he told us?
Oh, man. Story in New York?
It was.
Oh, Caleb. Oh, my gosh.
So I'm gonna
By the way, I'm still not over this moment. So I still have anger in my heart.
So I'm gonna tell it from what I got. And
Okay.
You fix it if it was wrong.
Oh, boy, I can't wait to tell this story.
But Caleb said that you guys were in New York at a conference. You were on his team at the time,
Yes.
and you wanted to get something to eat. You skipped the session, right?
Huh.
You guys are really hungry. You want some really good food.
Uh-huh.
He said you guys walked 5 minutes down the street.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. No. He said that it was supposed to be a 15-minute walk. He's like, let's do this. Let's go. And he said about 30 minutes into the walk, he was like, oh, gosh. But he pushed through. Was it 30 minutes or was it longer?
It was about that. Yeah, it was about that.
Okay.
But we weren't there yet.
No.
That's the issue. Keep going.
He said that you guys, he looks down, he's like, oh, it was a 15-minute drive. You guys had like an hour and 45-minute walk
Yes.
in New York. If you guys are at a church conference, you're probably dressed up.
Oh, yeah.
Probably Chelsea boots.
Oh, for sure.
You look good. Maybe some of you guys have a hat. You keep walking. You walk all the way there, right? So you walk the entire time.
Yes.
This burger place. Oh, it's the best burger in the world. You guys are going to eat this burger. You're so excited, blah, blah, blah. You sit down. Burger. Chandler, what do you want? I'll take the salmon.
But did he tell you why I got the salmon?
just to prove to him that you didn't care.
I was
freaking burger.
I was so angry because we walked 4 times the amount we should walk. I was like, I am not tasting that burger. I'm not looking at that burger. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Caleb Hutchcraft is on the Mount Rushmore.
His burger's really good, though.
Well, it's good. His burger's good, but I love Caleb. He's on my Mount Rushmore people on this planet. But that moment, I was so mad because he was, he's from Kansas or Missouri. Now he lives in Indiana. I don't necessarily expect him to be careful with his GPS in New York City. But if you're in New York City and you type in an address, you change it from car driving to walking. It was a 15-minute drive, like an hour walk, and
which you got to see that a lot because you traveled a lot growing in college. So if you wanted to walk somewhere, you could click that. But like you said, it's really flat out there where he's from. So.
Caleb, change your GPS next time.
How was the salmon, though?
Don't remember.
You were
all I remember about that night was my anger. I'm over it now. I'm a grown adult. Clearly, I'm over it.
Did you go get that burger like later that day?
Oh no, I'll never eat that burger. I'll eat his burger because it's good, but I'll never eat that burger he suggested.
What is the? I feel like there's a tie between like everybody's from Kansas or Missouri that lives in Indiana. What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I have no idea. I guess that
like
that old Ozark Bible College just sending people this way.
So what are you doing now?
So I, for 5 years, was a student pastor at Southeast Christian Church. Loved it. And now I am on a different journey in life. I'm selling houses.
I'm trying to get you to plug yourself.
Appreciate that.
Everything what you do.
What you're doing. You just alley-ooped. I'm just trying to Nick Reed slam dunk it.
That kid cannot jump. He did not jump.
It's gonna try to give you some love, Nick. So now I'm a realtor in the southern Indiana, Louisville area, and have loved it, man. I did not anticipate.
Just past your Kentucky.
Just passed my Kentucky area or Kentucky license, so now I'm back in the Kentucky area selling some houses. So it's fun, man. It really is. I love, and I'll just say this is not just a gimmick. I really enjoy helping people, and this is a unique way to do that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you gotta get to make your own schedule. You get to
you have exactly. Exactly. Caleb Hutchcraft was my old boss. He would have never let me leave and come do this with you, but
it's probably because you got the salmon. It's probably because you got the salmon.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. So it provides some flexibility for my growing family and I, and got to take my son to the Y to play basketball this morning, something I wouldn't have been able to do. So it's fun. It's fun. We'll see how it goes down the road, but for now, it's sweet.
Well, before we go, I do want to know, because I saw you from afar for a while. I knew your name, I knew of you, Southeast, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But now I see this video of you applying for Survivor. And I don't think I've ever seen somebody love something more enough to make this multi-production of applying for it. Right?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about Survivor and your love for it. Because I've never, ever seen an episode.
Really?
Of Survivor, ever.
It's a great show. Survivor is a great show.
Like there's no middle ground, though. Like, people you talk to, it's like, dude, Survivor's the best, and if you don't watch it, don't talk to me. Or like,
there's like 50 seasons, so you would think. I mean, come on, man. It's a good show. It's fun. So these people go out to an island.
I truly couldn't even tell you how the show works.
Are you serious?
It's like Hunger Games, so there's like 10 people that go out.
Yeah, you just kill people in national TV. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. You just hope to live. So no, it's a really cool show. You go out, and I think the show the season now, or that we're watching now, it's an older season. They're in Fiji or something.
Okay.
And you basically live like an islander and just try to survive. There's competitions, there's physical competitions, strategy to try to vote.
Is that why you like it's the strategy?
I'm not a very smart person, not a strategic person, but no, it's fun, man. So I put together this video. It was COVID. It was early COVID. So I was like, what am I about to do with my time? Just twiddling my thumbs at home. Why not apply to Survivor?
Thousands and thousands of views.
Didn't get on the show though.
Did it get 100,000 views?
Didn't get on the show.
I know you've checked recently.
It's like, I actually haven't. I think it was like 25,000 views.
I remember seeing it. I was like, man, this guy's awesome.
I tried.
Favorite player?
Boston Rob. So Boston Rob is an OG. He was a baseball fan. He always wears a little Boston hat, which I hated Boston Red Sox growing up, but he was a cool player. I always thought that I'd play like him if I were to get on the show, but I think those dreams are done, so
maybe not. But
unless they see this.
Guess what? This episode, or the last episode, got 400 views, so
Jeff Probst, please take us both. We're a pair.
I don't know, dude. I don't like bees. I couldn't go anywhere, bro. I would not survive.
Best full circle moment right there.
And that's the podcast. So.
Survivor and bees, baby.
So I appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely. Brother. Thanks
Again,
for having me.
Selfish plug. If you need a realtor, Chandler's your guy.
Appreciate that.
I actually helped shoot a little bit
did?
of your marketing.
You
So
did.
like I know he's the real deal.
Teammates, man.
Go get him. Appreciate you guys. If you know anybody that you think should be a great guest on this show, DM it to us. We're gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna be on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
Era Sports. We're at the game.